From the desk of comedian Macaroni, unknown gunmen keep killing innocent Nigerians every day. Are we not in serious wahala like this? Even the known ones, government never find solution. How them won't take find the unknown? That is what has been trending in the Federal Republic of Nigeria lately. People have been complaining about the insecurity issues. Someone actually dropped a message on Facebook recently. He said, as a Nigerian, do you have Nigerian flag in your house or shop or office or car? The answer yes or no. If your answer is yes, tell us why you have a Nigerian flag and where. If your answer is no, tell us why you don't have a Nigerian flag. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to Jugglers Entertainment. Here we do recently how the support is trending in Nigeria, and Africa, and the world at large. If you're new in our midst, please do well to hit the subscribe button, the bell, and also the like so as to stay updated with the times. Popular Nigerian musician Olubankole Wellington, better known as Banky W, has described the unending bad news coming out of this country daily recently. The music star took to his Twitter account on Tuesday to express his frustration. So much bad news in Nigeria every day. We have become numb to it. If it is not murder and kidnapping, it is unrest and people unfit for office calling the shots, he tweeted. It's like we are in an abusive relationship with the country we love. It's exhausting. It's draining. It's depressing. Banky W joins the list of other celebrities who have expressed their worries concerning the unceasing killings and kidnappings across the country in recent times. Ricardo Banks had also berated politicians recently for leading the country to the brink of a civil war. We all know what is happening to this country, Nigeria, and according to what Banky W says, he said we have misfits, that those ruling this country are misfits, that they are not fit to rule the country. We all know what is happening to this country. People are not safe anymore. We don't have safety in the country. Insecurity is like on the top of our list right now. If you say anything about Nigeria, if you are listening to the news, anything that concerns Nigeria, the first thing that comes on top of the news is insecurity, and that is what has been trending in the country. Mercy Eke, the reality star that won Big Brother Nigeria 2019, she said, I got a heartbreaking call this morning from my mom that she is about coming to stay with me because Imo State is no longer safe. That is so bad. Which way, Niger? She's also a celebrity and a reality star. According to her, she said she got heartbroken after her mom called her that she wants to come and stay with her in Lagos. But now the big question is Lagos that safe? Well, let me tell you in news of what is trending. Recently, the U.S. consulate issued security alert of notable increase in crime in Lagos. In the notice, it was stated that reports of robberies, smash and grabs on the roads by armed men have increased significantly on both Ikoyi and Victoria Island. Americans are asked to be aware of their surroundings, especially when driving at night. Well, we know what is happening in this country. The country is like, it's not safe for anybody. People have been complaining. And, recently the United States government sent a letter to its consulates over here in Nigeria, and also to Americans who intend traveling to Nigeria, that they should reconsider because of what is happening in the country, that the country is not safe. And you know what the United States can do to rescue their citizens? They go all out just to make sure their citizens are alive. They have this huge love for their country. And from the question I asked, do you really have a flag in your house? Because if we are watching movies, some of us have not been to the United States of America, but from the movies we see people with American flags in their cars, in their shops, in their houses. And most times when the Marines come back from war, what they do is to kneel down and kiss the ground, like they love America. And if the president is giving a speech, he will always say, God bless America. They have this deep, huge love for their country, and they are patriotic citizens. Are you a patriotic citizen of this country? Do you have a flag in your house? Do you love this country the way Americans love their country? Well, feel free to drop your comments below. And still talking about the insecurity issues at the inaugural Chandler Goods Government CGGI Index launched on Monday, April 26 in Singapore. Nigeria was ranked the third worst in Global Good Governance Index. 34 indicators, which are organized into 7 pillars: leadership and foresight, robust laws and policies, strong institutions, financial stewardship, attractive marketplace, global influence and reputation, and helping people rise are used in the ranking, which taps into 50 publicly available global data sources such as the World Trade Organization, United Nations, and World Bank. Nigeria scored 0.319 points to sit at 102 out of 104 countries on the league table, which measures 104 governments. Effectiveness and capabilities in almost 90% of the world's population. Finland topped the table with 0.848 points ahead of Switzerland and Singapore. Zimbabwe was Nigeria's runner-up, followed by Venezuela at the bottom of the log. Mauritius, which with an index score of 0.5670, took the 38th spot and is also Africa's best performer. Well, someone dropped a message that congratulations, at least out of 104, we scored 102. Is that really a pass, mark, or fail? We all know when we were in classes in primary school and you have 50 people in class and you score 48. Will you be able to show that result to your parents? I mean, confidently that I passed. That is failure. Well, we've heard from the reports that Nigeria is the third worst governed country in the world. What are your thoughts of that? What these guys did, is it really true or false? And don't forget to drop your comments below, because from what they said businesses, they measure these uses so many things. Like recently, we know Twitter decided to establish its headquarters in Ghana. Hyundai, Kia, they've all established their plants, their production plants in Ghana. I remember Nigeria is far, far, far bigger than Ghana in terms of population and landmass. We have everything. We have people here that are capable of doing those things. But the problem is that they can't come to this country because of the security issues. And we know we don't have freedom. We don't have that much freedom of speech in this country. That's why people prefer investing in other countries like Ghana than in Nigeria. And we know most of our celebrities are having a good time in Ghana. Like Burna Boy has been in Ghana for some time. Wizkid since Wizkid came back from the United Kingdom, he has been in Ghana. He's having a good time. But we don't really know the way forward for this country. We're talking about governance. We have the APC. The APC is ruling us right now. And some people are praying that this government should be changed, that the PDP was better than the APC. Some people are saying no, that the APC is better than the PDP. Well, everybody has something to say, but what are your thoughts on that? Please drop a comment below. We're still talking about governance and election. INEC announces date for the 2023 general elections. The Independent National Electoral Commission INEC chairman, Professor Mahmood Yakubu, made the announcement during a one-day public hearing on the National Electoral Offences Commission Establishment Bill 2021, organized by the Senate Committee on INEC on Wednesday, April 28. According to Yakubu, the 2023 general elections will hold on Saturday, February 18, 2023. By the principle established by the Commission, the 2023 general election will hold on Saturday, 18th February 2023, which is exactly 1 month, which is exactly 1 year, 9 months, 2 weeks, and 5 days, or 659 days from today. We hope to release the timetable and schedule of activities for the general elections immediately after the Anambra governorship election scheduled to hold on 6 November 2021. In order to do so, there should be clarity and certainty about the electoral legal framework to govern the election. We are confident that the National Assembly will do the needful in earnest, he said. Well, he has said it, they've already fixed the date, but will he hold that day? At the end of the day, we'll hear they've postponed it, because in Nigeria, they postpone stuff a lot. That this thing, they've not put stuff in place. But well, we've said a lot about insecurities. We don't have a choice but to say that news first, because that is what is trending in Nigeria. People really want to know what is happening in the country before going out. Because these days is very scary. I mean, leaving your house, you have to look at everybody, look at your surroundings, look at your neighbors. If you see any new face, you definitely be scared, because you don't know who is who. Especially places like Abuja, in Lagos, in everywhere in the country. Imo State is there, Lagos is there, Niger State is on the list, Kaduna is on the list, Benue State is on the list too. I mean, let me just name a few. Almost everybody is just scared right now. Well, let us move on to something else. This is, there's this thing that has been trending. People will get married, and at the end of the day, they'll start cheating on their partners. That is basically what has been trending in the world at large. That is why if you travel to places like the United States of America, you see a lady having 5 kids for 5 baby daddies. I mean, she's like a baby mama to 5 different guys. I mean, come on, man. That is what has been trending, not only in the United States of America, even in Nigeria. You see a man with a wedding ring asking a girl out, and the girl will say, okay, we can date. Because they have this thing, most girls have this notion that married men can spend money. And because they can hold them tight that, okay, sir, if you don't release this money, I will tell your wife. And the man doesn't have a choice but to release money. Well, recently there was this drama in Abuja, the Federal Capital Territory. A side chick, drama as Abuja side chick heats oil and pours it on her married lover. A video of a side chick being confronted after she allegedly battered her married lover with hot oil in Abuja has been shared online. In the video, the married man is topless to reveal the damage done to his skin. He suffered burns on the skin, on his back and stomach, and some other peeling, and some parts peeling already. Spectators are heard confronting the side chick who tries to hide her face from the camera. They are heard saying that this isn't the first time the young woman has tried to harm her married lover. He reportedly escaped alive the first time. Then she made another attempt on his life. In the recent case, the man reportedly called on the side chick to visit, and she did. After they had spent some time together, the man went into the bathroom while the side chick allegedly went into the kitchen to heat up oil. She waited for him, and as soon as he exited from the bathroom, she battered him with the hot oil. The side chick reportedly claimed the married man is in the habit of raping her whenever she visits him, hence the attack. Oh, Nigeria, my country. Well, this is a funny news anyway. You've heard it all. The man is married. He invited the side chick over. The side chick came, and after maybe they've had fun, the man went into the bathroom to take a shower. And the lady entered the kitchen to hot oil, and immediately the man came out. She poured in oil. And according to the side chick, that whenever she visits the man will rape her. Why will you visit somebody that is a rapist? And you too, a married man, come on, man. This is not funny at all. Both of you are wrong. From my own point of view, both of you are wrong. The married man is wrong, and the side chick is also wrong. Well, what are thoughts of that? You've also seen it in the video. What are thoughts of that? Please don't forget to drop your comments below. Well, we've said a lot about Nigerian politics, about the side chick and the married men, their lovers, wahala. Well, let's talk a little about football. Zlatan Ibrahimovic and Romelu Lukaku have been fined for unsportsmanship conduct after the pair clashed during January's Milan's derby at the San Siro. As who played for AC Milan and Inter, respectively, had a bust-up during the Coppa Italia quarter-final, which Inter won 2-1 after Ibrahimovic was later sent off. The Italian Football Federation, FIGC, said on Monday that Ibrahimovic had been fined €4,000, which is about £3,477. Lukaku €3,000, which is about £2,608. AC Milan €2,000, which is about £1,738, and Inter €1,250, which is about £1,086. The former Manchester United stars exchanged insults during the match, and Lukaku had to be restrained by his teammates at the end of the first half after being left irritated by Ibrahimovic's comments. Lukaku appeared to call the Swedish veteran a son of a bitch, as well as shouting "F-U-C-K, your wife," while Ibrahimovic reportedly said, "Go do your voodoo shit, you little donkey," during the exchange. Both players were fined for unsportsmanlike behavior with provocative phrases, while the clubs were punished due to their responsibility for the conduct of their players. Lukaku and Ibrahimovic were also handed one-match bans in January. That is terrible. You know, I mean, this the news is a terrible news. Lukaku and I mean Ibrahimovic, you guys have been playing football for a very long time, and you know we're having these stuff about racism comments. And Lukaku, how can you abuse someone else's wife on the football pitch? And Ibrahimovic didn't do well by asking Lukaku to go and do his voodoo thing. You know, voodoo is like black magic, and it's entangled with racism. Well, they'll be fined anywhere, and they have the money they will pay. But it is not. It's even if you have money to be fined. But we hope stuff like this will not continue because we're having these issues concerning racism when it comes to sports, and the behavior is very, very unsportsmanlike. We're still talking about the love issue. You know, we're having this love crisis. People have been divorcing their marriages. Some people are attributing the divorces to stuff like kaya mata. The side chicks will use kaya mata to attract their husbands, and one of the biggest sellers of kaya mata in Nigeria, Jaroma, came up and said no, that the cross dressers like the Bobriskis are responsible for snatching other people's husbands. You know, we'll be having this issue not only in this country but at the world at large. As I told you earlier, my news covers Nigeria, Africa, and also the world at large. Recently, a woman went to court and reported. She said, "I left my husband because his manhood is too big." She actually left the husband. The husband was like, "Why did you leave me?" He took the matter to court, and the woman opened up that the man's manhood is too big. I know we have so many girls out there who are looking for guys with big manhood. They want it big. You guys have not seen big anywhere. If you see big, you run like this lady. She didn't have a choice. She said she left because the man's manhood is too big. Carrying a big manhood is not a joke. Well, some of you don't know. Thank you very much for watching Jungles Entertainment. We hope you are entertained. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, the bell, and also the like so as to stay updated with the times. Take care of you. Have a lovely day.